Hello, I'm Michael Bay. You might want to bite something, kiddo, because I'm not going to be gentle. Hello again, I am Blunty. Now, there's been a lot of online chatter over the last couple of days about Michael Bay, specifically his plans for a new live-action version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Specifically, the fact that he said on stage that they're not going to be turtles, or mutants for that matter, but they're going to be aliens from space. Predictably, this triggered an enormous flood of online hatred directed directly at Michael Bay, claiming that he was raping their childhood. Again, after the exploding lobotomy that was his Transformers movies. There's another one coming, by the way. Robbie Rist even chimed in, and he was the voice actor for Michelangelo himself in the 1990s live-action movie version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he claimed that Michael Bay was sodomizing the original. And the rape of our childhoods continue. I'm gonna rape your childhood. But that's the way of things today, isn't it? In this fast-paced, instant communication kind of world, there's no time to think. You have to react, and you have to react straight away. And you have to react angrily and disproportionately, furiously, and you have to shout about it online to anyone who'll listen, because that's the American way. Don't think, just act! Get angry! Shout! Be furious about shit that doesn't really matter that much in the long, big scheme of things in your life. But here's a good old whack with Blunty's clue stick. Listen, Michael Bay could turn the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles into transvestite Martians who fight the forces of evil with laser-powered dildos, and it still wouldn't rape your childhood, because Michael Bay doesn't have a fucking time machine. It is impossible for Michael Bay or anybody else to go back in time and change the shows and characters you've already loved in TV shows and comics and movies and whatever else that has already been produced. Does The Phantom Menace diminish Empire Strikes Back in any way? Does it somehow make it worse? No! Does Batman Forever send a shockwave back in time to make the brilliant animated series or Adam West's subversive, campy 60s version any worse? Can it change them? No! Let's face it, you'd have to be an extra special brand of super turbo retarded to actually believe that a new version of something can diminish something that's already been produced and made and enjoyed and still exists in its original form. American-made beer, for instance, the fact that it exists cannot, will not, will never change the properties of properly made beer. It cannot make that good beer any less drinkable. It cannot make it any less enjoyable for the sheer fact that American-made beer exists. The fact that crappily made, shitty-tasting American beer is in the world cannot suddenly negate the existence of drinkable beer. Physics don't work that way. It's science, you stupid bitches. I rape turtles. Making the claim that Michael Bay can rape your childhood and ruin the version or versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that already exist and you already love is an extra special brand of super duper turbo retarded, and frankly it's giving the man far too much credit. Do I like the fact that Michael Bay turned Optimus Prime into a borderline sociopathic berserker who tears the faces off Decepticons when they're begging for mercy? No! Did it change or alter my perception of any other version of Optimus Prime that has ever been told in any other medium? No! Was it terribly amusing to see this kind of alternate version of a batshit crazy, mentally unstable Optimus Prime just wreck the shit out of some Decepticons? Yes, it was. Bay does big, explodey Hollywood films with lots of lowbrow, childish poop jokes and needlessly vapid bimbos showing as much as tits and ass as he can cram into a PG-rated movie, because that's what Michael Bay does. He's not a sophisticated man. He's not a very intelligent man. He's not very creative, really. He's not highbrow. He's not thoughtful, and frankly, he is probably a bit of a sleaze. But what he does is a very limited set of things, but he does them really well, and they are entertaining in their own right. I'm not going to be gentle. There has already been dozens of interpretations of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in different media, done by different people in different ways. Everything from the super gritty, murderous kind of stuff to ridiculously cartoon, inflatable turtle stuff of the cartoon of the 80s, and everything in between and everything outside of that. And they were even all brought together once in a very good movie called Turtles Forever that came out a little while back, which is brilliant. And it sort of rounds off all those possible different kinds of the turtles and explores how differently they can be interpreted. So maybe it is time for a really fresh take on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, they aren't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at all, but aliens from space, a vanguard of some invading force. And maybe it's time Oroku Saki was a bisexual transvestite with a drinking problem and 36 double D tits out to here. Maybe on its own merits, Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or whatever it winds up being called, because it can't be called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles if they're not Mutant Ninja Turtles at all, will be, on its own merits, an entertaining piece of Hollywood drivel. Good for making you go, ooh, and great for testing out your home theatre surround sound system. Then again, maybe it will be so very bad that Peter Laird himself will vomit up his own skeleton in an attempt to escape the universe itself that this was created in. You don't know yet. It's really early days. They haven't even started filming the damn thing yet. So I, for one, am going to give it a chance on its own merits to entertain me, because that's what movies are there for. But either way, I assure you, Michael Bay does not have the ability, the power, the means to travel back in time and ruin an experience they've already had. Physics doesn't work that way. So stop it with the Michael Bay's raping my childhood bullshit, because it's ridiculous, it's hyperbole, it makes you sound like a fucking idiot. Cut it the fuck out! And I know some parts of this video are getting a bit repetitive, but it's a really good way to hammer this home, because the people saying that Michael Bay's raping my childhood are really, really stupid people and need to have things explained to them slowly and repetitively, because eventually, one of these times when I say it, it'll sink in that Michael Bay can't travel through time and change your childhood! Anyway, I am Blunty, thanks for watching, I will catch you next time, and just be thankful that you are now smarter for having watched this. I rape turtles!